Black children have been raised and are raised by decent Black fathers and mothers who are married, would we have the same situation with the Blacks?
I actually find that question so offensive,
Why?
actually. I'm not quite, yeah, I do. I'm just not sure. You mean decent Black folks who are married, given the fact that research shows that Black men who are not married to their children's mothers have more areas of involvement than white men. So my question back to you is, are you asking white folks the same question? Hey, if you had been raised in a different way, would we have the white child that went into the school and shot up the school? He had a married mom and dad who made sure he had access to a gun. He shot into a school. I'm sorry, if you had a decent mom and dad, Cal Rittenhouse, would you have gone and done that? Well, you had a mom who gave you a ride across state lines and made sure you had an AR-15 to blow people away. The questions that you're asked, I think we need to turn them around and make sure we're asking them out as well. Because Black folks, I'm saying, you said decent Black folks who are married. I'm sorry, we have more involvement from Black men in the lives of their children than any other race.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that study, and I talked about it on my show. The Black men have become like Black women. They are doing the woman's job. They're nurturing the child. They're feeding them. They're doing that. And that's not a normal state of being for men. And it's because the Black men have been turned into Black women. And the Black women are out there pretending to be men. So I do know about that. And so that is still a weak state for the men, that they are now acting like the mama. They're acting like the Black woman.
I mean, this is just stupid at this point. I'm sorry. That's actually probably quite asinine what you just said. The idea that I mean, to think, and I'm assuming, because I'm looking at you as a Black man, for you to think, nurturing a child, supporting a child, being actively involved in the life of a child is the mama's work. It's like, that is foolish.
But men don't nurture, men provide.
But we now know, we now understand that it actually takes complete involvement from both the mama and the dad, if you just want to take it down to that level, who are both nurturing, who are both supporting, who are both pouring into the lives of children. Providing is not just the daddy's job. It's a job that belongs to both. If you're going to look at it from a biblical sense, women were also actively involved in making sure they took care of home. I mean, we can talk about that as a PK. We can go down that road. We can go back to the 1930s when men went off to war and women picked up the rod to make sure the households were moving together. We can talk about the fact that, unfortunately, in our environment, when we look at pay scales, even though Black women are woefully underpaid in comparison to white women and white men and Asian women, the idea that you need to have at least one person bringing in the income level that's on par with their white counterparts. And we don't have that with either our men or our women. I don't think our men pouring into the lives of their children, I don't think that's weak, and I don't think
when
that's
I was growing up, boys were boys and men were men. This was prior to the civil rights movement, all that, right? The Black men,
boys are boys and men were men.
The Black men and women knew their role in life given to them by God.
Oh, child, please, you're making stuff
and
up
now.
If you're talking about the roles from God, are you kidding me? I mean, if you want to debate the Bible when it comes to roles, let's talk about Deborah.
Are you a Christian?
About Ruth. Let's talk about judges who were women. Yes, I'm a Christian. If we want to go down the road of the Bible, let's go all the way back.
Do you believe God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children? You believe that order?
I believe that there's a through line that God has set up with God as the head, and then you have the household going in that direction. But I believe also that with a man, that it becomes a partnership. The man is not there to rule over the woman. When a wife submits to her husband, submission, as from the Bible, does not mean control. Submission means to bring things into order. Households must have an order.
Do you obey your husband?
Do I obey my husband? Okay, so now let me ask you, what direction are we going in now? Are we talking about Black mommy activists or my own personal life?
In my
own personal life, I am a happily married woman to a Christian man. I'm a Christian woman. I'm a Christian mother, and I'm raising two sons as Christian. That's 23 years. Whether or not I obey my husband has nothing to do with understanding what it means to co-parent, co-raise, and pour into the lives. I mean, it's just asinine now. Like, I think just making stuff up that actually has, you're making stuff up maybe to get a rise, because you cannot tell me deep in your heart that you actually believe what
I
you're
know
asking.
for a fact and without a doubt, unless black people return to the order of God, God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children, it's not going to work.